Hello my viewer, and thank you once again for joining me. This is Kuraitu TV. My name is Daniel Lovi and the program on air is Politics and Politics. And today I want us to discuss about the Langata Constituency politics. And I'm joined by Kithyaka, who is a resident of Langata and will be telling us more about Langata politics. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bono.
How are you?
Very good, sir.
All right, so maybe generally at the foresight, just tell us, who are you?
As you said, my name is Kithyaka. Born and bred in Langata. Lived in Langata for the last 50 years plus. So I can call myself a first generation Langata Wood member. So I've grown and brought up in Langata. And I have a lot of interest in Langata. Having had my childhood and almost my life in Langata, my friends are here. And so it's a place that I dearly put closest in my heart. And so every political season of Langata, I would always want to get involved, understand how best we can bring back the glory of Langata. And so with that, I am interested in knowing who's contesting this time and also guiding people into understanding what kind of leader we have and what kind of leader we need, because we need to bring back Langata to its glory. First of all, I would like to say we came to Langata in the 60s, late 60s. My parents moved into Langata in the late 60s. And I have seen Langata to this moment and what has transformed of Langata. I have seen the bad and the good of it, and I think the bad supersedes the good, because there are a lot of things that have happened. The roads have become very degraded. Water issues are still very rampant. Insecurity is very high. Lighting in the streets is also very, very poor. Schools have really gone down. We had very good schools. We used to have Currency, which is a very good C-class school. We had Langata West, which was a very good school. We had Langata Road. So we had schools in the early days that were very good, and a lot of parents preferred to bring their take their children to schools that were within the estate. Today we see parents having to take their children very far out of Langata into places where schools are outside the constituency. And for me, I feel it's more about leadership, and I think it's important that this time we choose a leader who understands the real problems of Langata. The real problems mean you've been here, you've lived here, you've known the problems, and you're ready to change to a better Langata. So for me, I know there are many people contesting. I have very many friends who are contesting. But my question, I'm asking them, how are you going to change and make this place different from where we were? And for me, who has been a resident here since Langata started, I would like to see Langata go back so that our children can also enjoy what we enjoyed when we were children. Being
a resident of Langata, have you witnessed a consistent move of development depending on how leaders have been taking mandates to lead this Langata?
Yeah, if you look back, one of our first MPs was Philip Liki in the 70s. And I think when Philip Liki left is when Right Honorable Raila Odinga took over. Raila Odinga took over, and I think he was there for 4 terms in Langata. But that time Langata was with Kibera, and of course his vote base was Kibera. So he could have been able to get the votes from Kibera and keep Kibera people busy for the next election. And in that doing, Langata itself, the upper Langata, that's I'm talking about Otiende, Moi, Ngei, Southlands all the way to South Sea, and we're talking about Karen all the way to the top to Boma, all the way to reach borders with Ngong and Rongai on this other side. That was neglected for a while because, one, maybe we didn't have the voting block that he was receiving, so he could get his votes either way from Kibera. But when the Kibera and Langata constituency was divided, and we have Langata and Kibera, for me, I feel the person who needs to come to Langata should be a person who looks at the real problems of Langata, not the voting block. Because there's no need that the slums give you a vote and you go to parliament and do nothing for us. I think it's a person who also looks at the people who reside. Because the people who live in the slums normally are workers for the people who... They are actually the workers of the people within the resident areas. Or they are slums that have mushroomed, and those people also need the same facility or the same kind of environment that the people in Langata are living. Like you find, like for instance, in Southlands, there's a slum right behind the Southlands there. And the slum within Southland, if Southland was fixed and it has all these security issues sorted out, the schools made, the roads made, and the lighting and everything, even the slum people in Southlands would also enjoy the same. So I think we need a person who will balance between people who live in the low income and the high income within Langata, because there are very many, and then also be able to make sure that he concentrates with Langata for development progress. Because if you look at Langata, and more so Karen, is where all or most senior government officials stay. So I would like a leader who can be able to lobby within those government officials to be able to do favors for where they live, to be able to develop the area. Because if you look at the jam that comes every morning from Langata going to town, it shows that there are a lot of people who are residing within Langata area, not to mention also Rongai. But I feel we need a leader who's progressive, a leader who has foresight, a leader who has a vision, and a leader who has a heart of Langata people.
Okay, now currently, to look on the political area, we have found that we find that there are many, and the most likely known leaders currently talk about the sitting MP Coril Nixon. We also find that Jalango is contesting for the same seat. Now it's a shock again that Raphael Tuju once again is on the ballot box vying for the Langata MP, and many other leaders who are contesting for this seat. So far, what has, according to your own observation, so far, what has Nixon Coril done so that he may prove himself to, once again, maybe like contest for this seat for the second time?
Okay, maybe without any prejudice, I would like to say that I have seen the leadership of Nixon Coril, and I think Mheshimiwa Nixon Coril has tried to bring back a bit of the glory. If you look, there's a bit of sanity. I mean, I've seen the walls that he's done through CDF for the schools. He's improving part of the schools. He's done the shelters for the border. He's done the new shades for the Mama Boga. Those are good things he's done. But I think we need to move to the next level. And for me, I would like, even if he was re-elected, that he moves to the next level. But I think he will have a run for his money. As you said, there are very many other new players that have come. The likes of my good friend Raphael Tuju, and it will be a hard, tough race in Langata. It may be a race that we'll be looking at and wondering how best can we get the best person. So for me, I think it may not be a walk in the path for the sitting MP. And also, there are many other people who are also going to contest. The list is endless. We have other people who contested the last election. There's the likes of Honorable Siongo, who is also coming back again. We have various people. The Dr. Olunga who's also shown an interest. And we have Jalango, as you're saying. So I think there will be a very highly contested seat. But for me, what I would like to appeal to the residents of Langata is let us look for development-conscious leaders. Let's not look at tribe-based. Let's not look at class-based. Let's look at leaders who can bring us back to the glory of Langata. And I would like to say, let's start from the MCAs all the way to the MP, so that we can be able to get the right people who can transform Langata back. Because the likes of Langata in our time were the likes of Lavington, Westlands, Muthaiga, and those big high-end residential areas.
Thank you very much because of your time, and thank you because of even that conversation and everything that you have said about Langata constituency. Now we just pose a question to our viewer today. What is your view about Langata constituency politics, and who are the right leaders for you to choose? I've been your host, Daniel Lovi. Let's meet in the next episode as we unwrap the whole story about politics and politics. Don't forget to share, like, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you.